Hello, this is Sabelle from Lady Sabelle Designs. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to use polymer clay in the floor accessory mold. Any brand of polymer clay will work, but the softer clay is easier to work with. Today I'm using Craftsmart brand clay. You will need a rolling pin, sculpting tool, a cutting blade, and some baby powder. Make sure you work the clay until it's very soft and pliable. Roll out the clay until it's an even thin sheet. You can do that using the rolling pin, or you can cheat and use a pasta roller as I did. Once you have the clay rolled out to the thickness you want, you need to cut the clay so that it fits the size of the rug you want to make. Make sure that the clay fits evenly in the mold and doesn't hang out over any of the edges. Now you're going to need to put a little bit of baby powder on your fingers to keep the clay from sticking. The key to pressing into this mold is to press straight down and not push in one direction. If the clay starts to stick to your fingers, just add a little more baby powder. Now check the pattern. Pick up the mold and bend it so that the clay just pops right out. Look and see if there are any spots that you've missed. If you have, simply put the clay back into the mold and press in the spots that you missed. You can continue to do that until you have a nice even pattern. Now at this point you can roll the carpet, use it as a tablecloth, or if you'd like to have one corner flipped over as though somebody were careless, put the clay back in the mold with the pattern side up and press the clay in one corner. This will destroy the pattern on this side, but when you flip it up, you'll have pattern on the other side. Now let's take a look at this rug. It has a repeating pattern that you can match up the designs, or you can refinish the edge with more tassel. To do that, make a press mold carpet, flip it over so that the pattern is facing down, and put it inside the larger carpet mold space. Now you're going to want to press just on the very edge of this clay so that you're only getting the fringe pattern. Putting a little bit of baby powder on the end of the sculpting tool will help keep the clay from sticking. And then you've got a fringe. Another way to do this is to take a sewing needle and just cut little lines to create the fringe. This is a little more clean a method, but it takes some practice to get the lines even. Now let's take a look at lining some stairs. When you do this, you want to make sure that you don't have railing on both sides. It makes it a lot harder to lay the rug if you do. Take 2 clay rugs and cut the fringe off of both ends. Take the mold and put the 2 ends into the center, slightly overlapping. Take your sculpting tool, put a little bit of baby powder on it, and then just join those 2 pieces up, pressing it in to the mold to give it the pattern. And there you have a long single piece. Take your stairs and line the end of the rug with the top of the stair. Hold it with your finger. Take your sculpting tool and just gently work the clay into the folds of the stair. Once you have the first step, move your finger down and continue. One thing I have found that is easier, that makes this much easier, is if you put some glue on each step. You can glue the unbaked clay down to the stairs and they'll hold their shape better when you bake them. You bake that and you'll be able to paint it right up. The rest of the pieces in this mold work best when you use plaster or resin. But you can still do one more piece with clay, and that's the wolf pelt. Take some of your worked clay and take small pieces and press them down into the details. You want to be very careful about making sure you get the clay into the ears, which are pointed slightly backward. Continue adding little bits of clay until you fill the mold. If the clay starts to stick, again, just use some baby powder on your sculpting tool. Once the mold is full, take your rolling pin and smooth out the back side. If the clay sticks, use a bit of baby powder on the rolling pin. Now to remove this, you're going to want to take it from the head, bend the mold, and let it fall out. You can trim off any excess clay once you have it out. Now this is ready to fold over whatever you'd like. And that is the floor accessory mold. You can find this mold and many others on ladysabledesigns.com. Thanks for watching.